Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Small Streamer Diaries, the podcast. This is episode 28, and this is 2023's channel recap. So, I did one of these last year as suggested to me by my friend Lil P, Lil P66. If you haven't seen his channel, please go check him out. His link will be in my description. Thank you so much, Lil P, for reminding me to do this again. So, these are not something that I was ever planning on doing, but last year, Lil P said to me, like, hey, you know what? You should do a recap since it's the end of the year. He said it to me at the around the same time, like New Year's Eve, and he was like, hey, you should do like a 2022 like year in review episode. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's like a great idea. And then I actually forgot about that I did it that last year. But then Lil P reminded me again, like I had like a TikTok or a short or something, I think, of my like year end summary of YouTube. And Lil P was like, oh, so you're gonna do another recap podcast episode, right? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. Okay, so once again, Lil P, thank you so much for reminding me to do this. And Lil P has also been a really great friend, supporter of this channel, and I really appreciate him. He has been on the podcast before as well, so please go check out his episodes. Okay, so also don't mind the outfit. Like I don't usually dress like this for streams or videos. This is just my New Year's Eve outfit. So also happy New Year's Eve. I hope you guys had a great year. I had an interesting year. I think that I I definitely learned a lot of things. It's definitely been up and down. I think overall positive. I think I had not think. I know I had three really big accomplishments this year in regards to my channel. So, my first one was making YouTube partner. And YouTube, if you didn't know, they introduced a lower tier level of their partnership program. So for a long time now, it's been that you have to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to make YouTube partner. I think that was this year that they introduced the lower tier of partner where you need to get 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. And I made that in, I want to say August of this year. I also hit 1,000 subscribers. That was just a few weeks ago. That was like 3 weeks ago. So that was like also really big for me because I did not think I would get to 1,000 this year. And then I would say the third big accomplishment I had was going to Vid Summit. And that was a really big deal, not only because like Vid Summit was just like an amazing experience, but I actually got to go because somebody paid for my ticket. So whoever you are that paid for my ticket, thank you so much for getting me in there. Because tickets for Vid Summit, they are really expensive. I think that even if I had paid for it, it would have been worth it. But it just means a lot that somebody out there was like, okay, Rebecca's content is worth like paying for this ticket to go to Vid Summit. And the Vid Summit experience was like I said, it was just like amazing. I mean, I'll go into that a little more later in this episode. But that was really, I think that really confirmed a lot of my thoughts about YouTube and the things I'm doing with my channel, the direction that I'm going with my channel. It confirmed a lot of those things, and it also helped me connect the dots in regards to a lot of YouTube stuff. Okay, so I started at the beginning of the year. I know it was like, I want to say like probably less than 400 subscribers because I remember like at the beginning of the year, probably like February or March, I remember telling my friend Lumberjack Samurai that I was stuck at like 400 and something subscribers. And I don't remember why that came up, but I just remember telling him, like, I feel like I'm stuck at 400 whatever subscribers. And then, just 3 weeks ago, I hit 1,000. So, I mean, that isn't a lot compared to some people. Some people blow up very quickly. But we try to remember in the YouTube content creation role, we try to remember not to compare ourselves to other people, because comparison is the thief of joy. And also, everybody's journey is different. And that's true of everything in life, but I feel like that's especially true in content creation, because everybody has such different ways of doing content. Everybody's got a different niche. Like, everybody does things so differently. So like for me personally, like when I went from Twitch to YouTube, I talk about this a lot, right? Like, if you've ever spoken to me ever about my channel, like, this has come up. But everybody thought I was crazy for going from Twitch to YouTube. But that's like a thing that was the right thing to do for me. Like, maybe it wasn't, maybe it's not the right thing to do for every single streamer out there. Like, some people, a lot of people actually, considering the response that I got about how crazy I was for going to YouTube. So the right move for a lot of streamers is to be on Twitch. But just for my lifestyle, my content, like my personal attitudes towards Twitch and YouTube, like, the right move was for me to go to YouTube. So, okay, so let's talk about getting partner. So I mean, I wouldn't have made partner if it wasn't for that lower tier that had been introduced, the 500 subscribers and the 3,000 watch hours. Now, that is still a lot. Like, I would say that's the closest thing that YouTube has to Twitch affiliate. And Twitch affiliate is very, very, very easy to get. You only need 50 followers. Okay, let me see if I remember this correctly. It's 50 followers, 3 average viewers, and streaming on 7 different days. And I remember I made Twitch affiliate in a couple of weeks. And that was only because I didn't stream every day. But if I had, I would have made it in the minimum amount of time. And at the time, everybody's like, oh my God, you made affiliate so quickly. Wow, you're awesome. Like, go, Rebecca. You're going to make partner in no time. And that is just not true. That's just another whole thing. I could make a whole nother episode about Twitch and Twitch affiliate and Twitch partner and all that stuff. But YouTube partner, the lower tier, that's the closest that you'll get to Twitch affiliate, but it is a lot harder than getting Twitch affiliate. But you know what? I would say getting YouTube partner is now, at this point, now it's easier, I think, in my opinion. I think it's easier than getting Twitch partner, because YouTube partner, it does not rely on a live viewership metric. So if you're a streamer, I mean, this is different. It's different if you don't stream, but I mostly live stream. I hardly ever post videos. I think the only videos, I mean, I've been posting more lately, but the only videos that I post are the podcast and my vlogs now. I used to post game reviews, but I haven't really been doing those lately. I've been focusing more on vlogs because those seem to be getting a pretty positive response. So I have been posting more videos, but the huge majority of my content is live streaming. And then I would say shorts. I would say, like, number one's live streaming, and then I would say shorts, and then videos. So this is all coming from the perspective of a live streamer. I mean, this podcast is called Small Streamer Diaries. It's not called, like, Small Content Creator Diaries. Like, I mean, I think that if you're a live streamer, you are a content creator. I think that all live streamers are content creators. I don't think all content creators are live streamers. But anyway, it is different if you don't live stream. But I think it's easier to get YouTube partner than it is to get Twitch partner. And if you're not a live streamer, then you don't care about Twitch partner anyway, probably. So I would say the reason that I think it's easier to get YouTube partner is because I average like 5 to 10 viewers a stream. And on Twitch, you need 75 average viewers to get partner over, like, I think it's a 30-day period. And even then, like I see so many people get denied for Twitch partner, and people will apply like 5, 10 times to get partner. And on YouTube, but granted, YouTube is a lot stricter, um, because your content has to be pretty clean to be on YouTube. And so what was I going to say? Okay, your content has to be cleaner than it is on Twitch. Generally, Twitch does allow a lot more adult content. And what else was it? Okay, right. So because of that, I think YouTube has an easier time of like approving people for partner faster, because I mean, people do like somebody does review YouTube applications, but I don't really hear of denials as much as I do for Twitch. And Twitch also is pretty vague in their denials, so people don't even really know what they're doing wrong to get denied partner, and then they're applying again, and then they get denied again, and they like still don't really, they're not really getting the reason why. So I think the application process is easier for YouTube, and like I said, I only get 5 to 10 viewers a stream, but I still got YouTube partner. I still got the 500 subscribers and the 3,000 watch hours. And it's because everything that you do on YouTube, I've said this for a long time, like everything that you do on YouTube contributes to your channel. Everything adds up for your channel. And it's not the same on Twitch. Like I mean, I know it just sounds like I'm just like bashing Twitch all the time, but I have been on Twitch. I started on Twitch. This is why I am so adamant about the subject, is because I had such a hard time on Twitch. I get like so upset over the fact that people kept telling me that like Twitch was the place to be, like Twitch is so great, like you just have to keep grinding out the streams on Twitch. Like this is just like not true information. And I was like so upset because I mean, I still am upset. Like I can hold a grudge. I can hold a grudge like nobody else. And it still upsets me that people like spread out all these false expectations just to like, I don't know, whatever, like to, I don't know, make Twitch seem like this like super magical, wonderful place where nobody has any problems. I don't know. Like, I mean, that's what it seems like to me, because I feel like a lot of people, and I mean, it's not exclusive to Twitch, but I do find people tend to be more realistic on YouTube, because YouTube is more data driven. But I feel like people on Twitch just like pretend that like their lives are so wonderful and they have like no problems ever, and Twitch is just the best place to be. And that was like really, that was very hard for me to figure out, because like when you go into something like streaming, you go into something like content creation, you're pretty much on your own unless you have somebody who already created a successful channel and they know the algorithms and how to make a thumbnail and all that stuff. You are on your own. Like there's no one really to tell you what you did wrong, unless you're actively going out there and seeking help and seeking more knowledge. Then you're really on your own. And I mean, luckily, like I'm the kind of person that I will research everything. If I watch a show, if I watch a movie, I immediately go look that up on IMDb, on Wikipedia, just to find out more stuff about it. Like whatever I can find out more about it. I want to look at trivia, I want to look at fun facts, I want to look at like stuff behind the scenes, all of that stuff. But not everybody does this. This is normal for me. But other people don't do this, and also other people like think that I'm crazy like for doing this. But it served me really well for my channel, because when I found out I wasn't growing on Twitch, I immediately went onto YouTube, went onto Google, and was like, how to grow my channel on Twitch. And the advice that I got was, oh, create content somewhere else and then bring your audience over to Twitch. And that is the first thing that I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I think that piece of information is like what really started me down this whole like, why am I on Twitch then? Because like YouTube is such a good everybody is on YouTube, right? Like everybody, I do not know a single person that doesn't use YouTube. I know people who don't use TikTok. I know people who don't use Twitch. I mean, the majority of my friends and family in real life don't even know what Twitch is. Most of them know what TikTok is, but most of them don't use it. Most of them know what Twitter is, X, whatever, but most of them don't use that. They're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I've never known anybody that was like, I don't know what YouTube is, or I don't use YouTube. So most likely out of those platforms, if I'm going to pick a platform to create other content on, it's going to be YouTube, right? So then I'm like, okay, so if I create an audience on YouTube, why would they go to another platform to watch me live stream when they're already watching me on this platform? We're already used to this platform. Like the argument I get a lot from people about Twitch is like, well, Twitch has such great chat features. It's got all the channel rewards and the sound alerts and integration into third-party apps and the whatever it's called, the party control, crowd control, whatever. It's when like your chat can help control the game. Like they can do stuff like in the game to you, and it's just another way to get your chat like engaged in the stream. And all that stuff is great. Like it's that stuff is fun. It's cool and everything. But that is stuff that you don't need necessarily. Like we have channels out there on YouTube that don't even live stream. They don't have any of that stuff, and they have millions of subscribers. So how is it that they, got to that point and they don't need any of those chat features? And you know what I always say that the best chat feature is you. Like you just have to talk to people. Like I got so used to just not having any of those chat features on YouTube. I go to Twitch now. Like I still go on Twitch because I still have friends on Twitch. I go to Twitch now and I like don't even use any of those chat features. Like my best chat feature, the most used chat feature that I do is I talk to the streamer. That's the best chat feature. The best chat feature is you as a streamer. Like you just have to talk to people to get them to come back. When I wasn't partner, I didn't even have emotes. Like now I have emotes and channel memberships, and you can join my channel as a member. If you join my channel as a member, you can use my emotes, and they're really cute. And I got like certain perks on my channel. I got like members only videos, like members only stuff, and all that stuff. But before I had any of that, I had to still, like I had to make myself watchable as a person who didn't have any of those things. And to me, like that was like the lowest priority for me as a streamer. Like I was like, number one is discoverability. And that was pretty much it, really. Like the chat features, and that was like very low priority for me. So do I wish that YouTube had better chat features and moderation stuff? Like yeah, quality of life stuff, yeah, like sure. But discoverability is like number one. Like we can deal with all that stuff. We can deal with it as long as we have a chance to grow the channel. Then you can deal with the rest of that stuff. Okay, so 1K subscribers. So like I said, I started the year with like under 400 subscribers. And I think that when you start off, it's difficult to get subscribers going. But you have to keep posting. And I know everybody says this, like, oh, you just have to keep going. You have to post even if you think nobody's going to watch it. You never know what's going to happen. But when you actually get to the point where you go to post, it's so hard to do. Like you probably will not do it. I had this idea. Okay, so Small Streamer Diaries, the podcast, it started as a video series. And I mean, it was just like this, where I'm just talking to the camera, but I didn't call it a podcast and I didn't have guests on. I just made videos on whatever came into my head, into this head, like whatever was floating around in here. I just made a video on it about like things I noticed in content creation. And I had this idea for doing this for 7 months before I posted the first video. And I was like, well, I'm going to wait until I get an audience because nobody's going to watch it. But I think if you stick with a channel long enough, then you eventually realize it doesn't work that way. It works the other way around. So we like when we start out, I think that we need an audience to post something, but we need something to post to get an audience. It works that way instead. So you have to show that you have interesting content or content that, people want to watch before people are going to watch. You know what I mean? And I feel like that, when I started, I got so much advice. And it's not that it was bad advice, but I do feel like there's a phase that most new creators have to go through, which is like we look at the numbers all the time and it like depresses us when we don't get a lot of views on a video, or we post a short, it doesn't blow up, and we wake up the next morning, our subscribers are the same, our hours are the same, or they've even gone down because the hours are only calculated from exactly 1 year ago. So it might go up and down depending on, the day. But you have to learn to kind of like train yourself out of, I guess, like desensitizing yourself to it. So now I can look at the numbers and I can just be like, okay, that short didn't do well, that video didn't do well, or okay, that short did well, that video did well, people are responding to this. Or I use my community page a lot to like find out what people want to see. I post a lot of polls and updates. And this is actually why I started doing vlogs, is because I talk a lot about like stuff outside of gaming. Like I do a gaming channel, and on my streams I talk a lot about like my vacations and my family and like my dog. And so when I went on vacation in September to Boston and New York, and I had a couple of people, I mean, not a lot, but like this is how you start, right? Like you start with the one or two people, and then eventually that's going to turn into more and more people asking you for stuff. So it started with just like a couple people saying like, oh, are you going to do a vlog? And I was like, I mean, like I hadn't really thought about it, but I can. But this is a gaming channel, and they were still like, okay, so like we want to see what you did on vacation. So I did a vlog, and I had, people commenting on it. And so I was like, okay, people are actually watching the vlogs. So then I started vlogging like anything really that I thought would interest people. Like I vlogged like some Christmas festival that I went to. I vlogged like I don't know, what else did I vlog? Let me look. I've done a lot of vlogs since then. Well, I guess not that much. Oh, I did like a Thanksgiving vlog. I did a vlog where I went to like a pancake place. Oh, it's the State Fair of Texas, a Vid Summit. That was a big vlog for me. That's my most viewed vlog. So actually, yeah, I don't have that many vlogs. Okay, so I did do like a very like a 2-minute and 14-second vlog for DreamHack, which is like this big gaming convention back in June. But there was no dialogue or anything. Like it was just random clips of me going through DreamHack and to music. That's it. It was more like a TikTok. And then the New England and New York vlog is when I really started like actually talking to the camera. I looked up vlogs. Like I didn't know how to do vlogs. Like I looked up vlogs and looked at what people were doing. And I was like, oh, okay, I talk to the camera. Like I film myself doing something. I talk to the camera and I like explain what I'm doing. Like and just kind of like almost like a education video, I guess. Like I'm just explaining what I'm doing and sharing fun facts about what it is that I'm doing, stuff like that. And I really like doing that. And it seemed like, it seems like at least some people like that. But even if you don't have a lot of people asking for stuff or like commenting on your videos, like again, that's how you start. Like, because I started with no one. Everybody starts from zero. I think this is what people forget a lot. Everybody starts from zero. The Mr. Beast started from zero. Everybody started from zero. Like Mr. Beast just like he says this a lot. He says that he started from zero, but his attitude was that he wants to be the best YouTuber ever. And I mean, he's just very intense about it. And most people don't want to do that. Like people think that I'm too intense about it. Like people will be like, it's just YouTube, Rebecca. Like you're not even a partner. I mean, like before I made partner, people were like, you're not even a partner. Like, why are you taking it so seriously? I'm not even a full partner yet. And so people still think that I'm crazy because they're like, why are you taking it so seriously? You like hardly ever make any money off of it. Like you're barely past 1,000 subscribers. You don't even have 4,000 watch hours, and it's just YouTube. Like, why would you take it so seriously? But I mean, this is just the kind of person that I am. Like I think I talked about this in my Vid Summit vlog too, but like I'm the kind of person that like I want to win. Like I don't have to win at you can never win 100%. That's impossible. Nobody does that. But I have the attitude of like I want to win. Like this is why I have a gaming channel. Like I want to win at stuff. And I take things very seriously. Like I get so upset. Like you should see me watching like movies and TV shows. I get so upset if I see a character, a made up fictional character doing something that I believe to be wrong. I will get so mad. I will like pause the movie, the TV show, and I will like go on a rant about how wrong this person was, how bad this character was. Like I can't believe they're doing this, and then people will be like, okay, like Rebecca, it's just a TV show, it's just a movie. Okay, so it's wrong. Like I mean, I don't know. I just feel very strongly about stuff, I guess. I don't know. This is just the kind of person that I am, but I mean, it's been I've gotten through life so far, so I guess it's been okay. All right, so Vid Summit, obviously great accomplishment for me. And this is my first time at Vid Summit. It was also the first Vid Summit in Dallas, or the Dallas area. It wasn't exactly in Dallas. It was in the Dallas area, which I live in. So that was really great for me that like I didn't have to travel for it. And like I said, I like somebody, paid for my ticket. So what happened was it was getting close to Vid Summit and I wanted to go, especially because it was in the Dallas area. But the ticket was really expensive and I wasn't sure I could afford it. But then I saw people posting about it on Twitter, and somebody was giving tickets away. Maybe I think Daryl Eves, who is the creator of Vid Summit, I think he was tweeting something about like giving tickets away and was like, oh, like tell me why you want to go. And I tweeted, like I replied to it and said, I don't remember. I said something about my channel that I really want to go to Vid Summit because I don't remember. I'm sure I said something great and impactful and whatever. And so then my friend Viper, who thank you so much for this, Viper. If you don't know Viper, please go check him out. He's the man about tech and he works for vidIQ. I met him because I was looking up how to grow my YouTube channel and I found vidIQ a great resource for growing your YouTube channel. They're a really big channel. They post lots of free information, and they also have a paid service where they'll coach you individually, like on your individual channel. But I want to say, like, I want to put this out there, like, I don't pay for vidIQ, like, and they're not paying me to say these good things about vidIQ. Like, they've just helped me a lot for free. Like, they just want to help people. Like, I have met so many people from vidIQ, and they want to help people. Like, I've never paid them anything, and they've never paid me anything to like say good things about them. They are just like really that helpful, and they have a ton of free videos on growing your channel. Anyway, so I found vidIQ, and I would comment a lot on their Twitter account, which Viper handles, and then I found out it was Viper through a live stream. I didn't know it was him I was talking to on the vidIQ Twitter, and then I found out on live stream it was him. Went and followed him on his personal account, just started talking to him from there. We became friends. Like, I met him at Vid Summit. We hung out. We had dinner a lot. Like, it was great. So Vid Summit was also great for just like connecting with people in real life. Like, met Trenton's Tech. Oh, also please go visit Trent. He right now, and Viper is going to do this too next month. They are raising money to buy a Apple. Okay, I can remember that. I know the name of it. See, I'm not up on the tech stuff as much as they are. They are tech people. Okay, I don't know how I made friends with like tech people, because I don't know anything about tech. Like, I Vid Summit, I like Trent and Viper were asking me stuff about my phone, like in the settings and stuff. Like, what phone is that? Oh, what do you have? Whatever. I'm like, I don't know. It's a phone. I take pictures with it. I don't know. Anyway, so the Apple Vision Pro. It's like a VR headset. I think. I don't know. It's some sort of a super fancy like VR headset. But they are raising money to buy it and review it, do videos on it. So please go help them out. I will also have their links. You know what? I just thought of this. I'll have their links in my description too. So check out Lil P, Viper, and Trenton, and I guess I could put a link to vidIQ in there too. I mean, they've helped me so much. You know, why not? Also met my friend Ted, who I still hang out with, also a tech person. So Ted, if you're watching this, like, I don't know the answers to half the questions that you asked me. Oh, you know what? He had to keep changing. I was recording videos we were at the state fair together, and I was recording videos for my vlog, and he had to keep changing my camera settings because I guess I didn't have them on the highest quality. And he was like, "How come you don't have this on 4K?" And I was like, "I didn't know that I could do that." Okay, so anyway, so yeah, Vid Summit was really great for like meeting people. Oh, right. Okay. So how did I get the free ticket? So I posted, an answer to Daryl's question on like, hey, I'm like giving away some tickets. How, like, tell me why you want a ticket. And Viper saw this, retweeted it, and then like the next thing I know, like he's messaging me saying like, hey, we got you a ticket. Like, somebody paid for your ticket. I'm like, what? So that's how I got to go to Vid Summit. And I would say like Vid Summit was like super, super valuable. Like, Vid Summit is not, it's like a business conference. It is not like a TwitchCon or like a DreamHack where you just like go hang out and play games and like go socialize and have like meet and greets and stuff like that. Like, it's a business conference. Like, you go there to learn stuff. You have to be serious about your channel to go to Vid Summit, or else you won't get anything out of it. And this, like, the speakers there, they will connect a lot of the dots for you. So I would say like, I don't know that I learned anything that was like revolutionary. It's not like there's, stuff out there that like people are keeping a secret that if you only went to Vid Summit, you'd be able to blow up your channel immediately. Like, all that information is out there, but it really helps you like connect a lot of the dots that you wouldn't otherwise if you hadn't gone to Vid Summit. And I also feel like Vid Summit really kind of I don't know what the word for it is, like cemented, I guess, solidified, like, I don't know, validated me that I was doing the right things for my channel, that I am like doing the right things for my content, that I made good decisions when it came to my content. Because see, the thing is, it's not just going from Twitch to YouTube that everybody was like, what, are you crazy? I also do other things that are not like recommended as a gaming channel. So I do a variety of games, and I have been recommended a lot to not do that. Like don't play a variety of games. Stick to one game, and then once you gain an audience, then you can branch out to different games. And that is something that doesn't make sense to me. To me, I think that it's more about setting expectations with people. If I set the expectation to a new viewer that, hey, I'm going to play lots of different games, they'll already understand, okay, she's going to play different games. And then also in my experience, like people typically don't just like one game. People are usually like me, like they like a variety of different games. And now I have people asking me like, what are you going to play next? And I listened to that advice, but in the end, I did what I thought was right. So I think, kind of this attitude of kind of like, just do whatever you want and you'll grow your channel anyway. Like that attitude is very prevalent on Twitch as well. And um I think it's leading people down the wrong path where they think that they can just do whatever they want, and people will just flock to them. They're just like, well, if I'm just myself, if I'm just my honest self and I just play the games I want, I'm not going to listen to anybody else. Like I don't think that's exactly the right attitude. Like I think we should at least listen to the things that are said out there, right? I think we should at least listen to the advice and take it into consideration. And that's what I did. Like I was like, okay, I thought about it, but then I thought about it a lot, and I decided, that's just not going to be the right thing for me to do, because I also try to predict, using my best judgment and what I see coming in the future. I try to like notice the trends of what other people are doing, like especially like the big streamers. They kind of set the they set the trends, they blaze the trails for the rest of us. So I look at what they're doing. So what are they doing? Okay, last year a whole bunch of them, or I guess this past year, like, well, starting with last year. So it started when Tim the Tatman went to YouTube. Like Valkyrie, Courage, they went to YouTube too. That was a big deal. But I think when Tim the Tatman went to YouTube, that's what started the whole thing. And then it was just like a big streamer after big streamer went to YouTube. Like then was Ludwig, then was Sykkuno, then it was Fusely. You know what I mean? Like then, Myth. Like it started a huge wave. And at the time that Tim the Tatman went, I was like, that's immediately, I had already been thinking about going to YouTube, but immediately I was like, that's the future. I'm going to YouTube. This is the future. And even though it's more normal now to see people on YouTube, like even, channels as small as mine on YouTube, it wasn't when I went. And so I think we need to kind of like use our best judgment and predict what the future is going to hold. So I also, think that like these big streamers, they typically do a variety of games. They don't just like stick to one game. And that's what people are coming to expect now. So for me, I'm like, okay, so I think it already makes sense to do a variety of games. And then I think that's going to be the future. And so Vid Summit also just like helped me realize like those are the right things to do. So let me tell you a little story. So Jordan Matter, who's a very big content creator, look him up on YouTube. He does great content, and he did a talk there that was really great. And I went up to him after and asked him questions. Here's another thing you can do at Vid Summit. Like the speakers, no matter how big of a YouTuber they are, you can go up to them and you can ask them questions. You can ask them questions directly. So I went up to Jordan Matter after his talk and I asked him, because I get this question a lot too. Like, and I see this question, even if it's not directed at me personally, like I see this question a lot, is like, oh, like, am I too old to start a channel? Or when is it too old to start a channel? And the answer is when you're dead, because lots of people start channels whenever and are successful. It's about your content. It doesn't matter how old you are. And I asked Jordan, who I believe is like around mid 50s, I asked him, how old were you when you started your channel? And I think he said 50, like 50, 51. And I said, did you ever think you were too old? Or did you ever think you couldn't compete with younger creators? And he said, not even once. And I was like, wow, that is such a great attitude. That like changed my whole attitude on like, are you too old? Because like, I mean, I see that question a lot. I thought that I also like at one point was too old to like start a channel. And that just like changed my whole like attitude. Like that just erased like any doubts I had about like starting a channel at like any age really. And then the next thing I asked him was because if you look up his story, he changed his content. So he was doing photography challenges at first. And then now I mean, he still does some photography stuff, but he switched mostly to doing like videos about his family. And so I asked him, like, um, did anyone ever tell you that you shouldn't just like switch up your content, or you should only stick to like the one thing? And he was like, no, but even so, like I wouldn't care, because the great thing about creators is that we can just do stuff. Like we can just post stuff and we can see how it does, and then we just go from there. And he was like, just post stuff, like just whatever. He was like, whatever you think is the best thing to do that and just see how it goes. And just it's I think it's just so different. Like I think you just it's so hard to explain how different it is to hear that kind of stuff in person from like a real creator who has like a really big successful channel telling you this directly to your face. Like you can hear it all you want from a video, from a tweet, whatever. It's not the same as like being face to face to somebody and them telling you personally, like, go like do like the things that you think are best and see how it goes. Okay, so those were like I think the three really big things that happened for me this year in regards to my channel. I think that overall, like my channel grew a lot more than I expected. And more generally, like I met a lot of people. I met a lot of new people. I made a lot of like really good connections. Like I said, I met some people that I talked to on YouTube and Twitter in real life at Vid Summit. I also am still meeting like new people through these connections. And so I would say like one of the biggest things to do as a creator like is to network, but like do it genuinely. Don't do it like because you're like, oh, maybe they'll come to my stream, maybe they'll come to my channel, because I think that is also something new creators need to grow out of, because that's something that I did at first too. And I thought, I mean, everybody was doing it. Like everybody was jumping off the bridge. So that's what I did too, because I thought that's how you I thought that's how you grew on Twitch. Like, you know, people will tweet stuff like drop your links below and I'll go check out your channels, or like small channels only, links below, I want to check out some more small channels, who am I checking out? And like everybody will got like 500 replies of everybody dropping their links, because everybody and their mother wants to be a full-time streamer now, because everybody thinks that it's not any work. Like everybody thinks you just go live and you play some games and people will just flock to you and they'll just throw money at you. And like, who doesn't want to do that? Like, I have a full-time job. I have a full-time job as a business analyst. So like if I could just go online anytime I wanted, play some games live, and people just threw money at me, like why would I not do that instead of being a business analyst and like being, held to business hours and meeting deadlines and like doing reports and stuff like that, right? But the truth is, like, it's not that easy. Like, why if I could be full time by now, like I would. I mean, it's so much more work than people think it is, right? And so at first I thought that I had to just like drop my links everywhere and go into other people's streams and to be like, oh, if I go into that's the attitude I had. I was like, if I go into this person's stream, maybe they'll come into mine, because that's the attitude that was around on Twitch. I mean, it probably still is. But I think that when I went to YouTube, like it really helped me not do that, I guess. I mean, it's because YouTube's so much more like data driven. There's not so much like politics over like, oh, I'm just gonna get this person to like me and then they'll come into my stream and to my channel and whatever. Like YouTube really helped me focus on my content instead of just like trying to manipulate people into coming to my channel. And then I think that it's again, like I think it's something that we have to like grow out of. So I mean, I go into like my friends' channels and I donate money to them. I become members of their channel, but I like don't expect that they are gonna like come into my channel and become members and donate money to me. Like that's not maybe that I would have like thought that before and would have been like upset if they didn't do that. And but now I just like don't have that attitude. Like it's because if you like genuinely support people, you will get that support back like twofold. But it has to be like genuine. Like don't expect that they're gonna come and support you back like with the same things that you've done for them. Because if you do it just so that they'll come back and like do the same things for you, that's very like okay, my friend Excellent Flex, who's still on Twitch, um but we talked about this. He was on the podcast too. We talked about this, and we talked about this exact topic, and he said, like it shouldn't be transactional, which was a really good word for it. Like it shouldn't be transactional. Okay, so yes, networking important. I would say also, something else that happened this year that was really interesting was that Twitch got better. Twitch got better, and then it got worse, but it did get better for a little while. I mean, I think it is still getting better. It got a little bit better, I would say. And then so one really big thing that Twitch did this year was they started allowing multi-streaming. That was huge for Twitch. That was like a really big thing that kept Twitch from, being like a great platform, was not allowing multi-streaming. And I mean, they have a whole other host of problems, but they have been improving. And for a while their announcements were like really good. And then I saw a whole bunch of people who decided to go back to Twitch or were thinking about going back to Twitch. And I also got asked, like, are you going to go back to Twitch now that they're starting to make good decisions? And I honestly, I will put this out there. I thought about it. I thought about it. I didn't do it, but I thought about it. But ultimately, I still don't feel like Twitch is the right platform for me because, first of all, they're still taking 50% of tier 1 subscriptions. And that is a lot. Like most people only get tier 1 subscriptions. So Twitch is going to take 50% of your money unless you get donations. But most people will do subscriptions, which is the equivalent of becoming a member on YouTube. Most people are going to do subscriptions because it's more of like a community feel or whatever. Like the community thing is huge on Twitch, and I think it's important to have a community. I mean, I'm not like every time I talk about this, people think that I'm like saying that I don't care about having a community. Like, of course I care about having a community. I wouldn't do all this stuff if I didn't care about like building a community and keeping my community. I mean, I joke a lot about like not caring about people. Like, I don't like in my streams, if I beat like a hard boss or whatever, and I'm like, oh, we did it, then I'll be like, oh, well, I did it. Like, you guys did nothing. And I mean, like, I joke around a lot, but like, I would not be doing, like, why would I be like giving up my time, like getting a nice computer, getting this nice like recording equipment if I didn't care about the content that I'm putting out there? And like, I'm doing these vlogs now literally just because a couple of people asked for it. And so I just feel like I just feel like your community shouldn't like dictate your channel. I think you should listen to what your community wants, but they shouldn't dictate your channel. So like for example, like it's like what I said before, like we should be looking into the future. We should be making decisions based on like what we think the future will hold. Okay, so anyway, so Twitch did get better. Some people were like asking if I was going to go back to Twitch. A lot of people went back to Twitch or were thinking about it, and I still don't think it was right for me because they're still taking 50% of tier 1 subs. I also just feel like the attitudes on there are still the same as what they were. Like I'm not a big fan of this whole attitude of like pretending that like everything's like totally perfect on Twitch and all you have to do is go live and stream some games and people will just come to you. And that's very prevalent. I think that a lot of like younger people tend to be on Twitch, and it results in a lot more immaturity. There's a lot of not being able to take constructive criticism. They don't want to do this, they don't want to do that. I just feel like because YouTube is much more of a data-driven platform, it's actually easier for me to make decisions when it's data-driven as opposed to just like, well, I'm just gonna go live and hope somebody notices me and hope that I blow up. I feel like on Twitch, it feels like you're growing, but you're not. Like it feels really good whenever you get a follower, whenever you get a raid, whatever, like donation, anything that happens on your channel, like it feels really good, but you're always like chasing a high. Whereas on YouTube, I feel like it doesn't feel like you're growing, but you are. So like I didn't know I was gonna make partner this year. Like I didn't know they were gonna do like a new lower tier partner like requirement. I didn't know that. I just did the things that I thought was best. I didn't think I was gonna get 1,000 subscribers this year, but it did, because those things they don't feel like they're happening on YouTube, but they are. And Twitch is just chasing a high, whereas YouTube is like, it's more of like you get out of it what you put in. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Yes. Okay, so in short, like I do think that this year has been really good for my channel. I think that there's still a lot to learn, but I have come such a long way. If you look at like my old videos, they have come such a long way. I didn't even do thumbnails. Like it's just a random screenshot from like the middle part of the stream was my thumbnail. I wasn't used to making thumbnails when I went to YouTube, so I just didn't make them. And I remember that vidIQ, which I think Viper was running the vidIQ Twitter account at this point, and the question was, what was your first video title? And I'm going to tell you exactly what it was. Mine was highlights from my Mass Effect 2 stream on July 7th, 2021. So if you like look back at my old videos, they're such improvements. And oh my god, like I'm looking at them now, like 3 views, 2 views, 5 views. Yeah, like it's just, I mean, now, I get off a stream and it'll be like 100 views. Yeah, it's been really good this year. So I think that at the rate that I've been growing, I would expect that next year I'll only grow more. And I think that once you start on YouTube, once you start growing on YouTube, it's easier. It's like a snowball effect. Like it's hard to get started, but once you like get that ball rolling, like you'll really get into it. So next year, I am hoping to go to Vid Summit again. I mean, it's still almost a year away, so I don't see any reason why I wouldn't be able to go, but who knows. Okay, guys, I think yeah, I think that'll do it for this recap. So, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please let me know what you thought in the comments about anything that I said here. I love a good argument. So yeah, I guess I had nothing else to say. So, happy new year. Happy New Year's Eve. Stay safe with whatever you're doing. Have fun. And I will see you next year. Thank you so much for watching and supporting this channel. I really do appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Bye.